Yo, what's going on? We at Friday, the end of the week, and we are trying to get this over with and done with. This is Friday. Look, she's having a rough day, guys.
Good
We
as Friday.
there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, guys, we gonna get this. Get into this topic today. Is what foundation are you building? Your foundation. What foundation are you building, and what are you building it on? So when you think about foundation, Tanika, uh, we talk about the present, the current, and the past. Because you have to, if you have to, when I say current, the present time, and the past and the future, you got to think about if you into rebuilding whatever it is you're trying to rebuild. Let's What are you building it on? So we're talking about a foundation. So I'm gonna ask you, you know, are you in the process of rebuilding?
This right here is a good question. It is a very tough question because you have to really reflect on who you are as an individual. And so, as I'm about to say all this, is me reflecting on life, right? My life. What is my foundation and what am I building it on? My foundation in the beginning of my life was rocky. It's definitely rocky. It was real, edgy. I'm using words to basically try to describe the lack of not knowing what the hell I was doing. Okay, a lot of the time, and mistakes were made and stuff. So now that I'm in the age of, I'm gonna say midlife. I'm gonna say midlife, and it's like I've learned a lot. My foundation now is on the truth of who I am, and that's what I stand on. I stand on it a lot because we are always kind of directed into somebody else's opinion, somebody else's outlook, somebody else's POV, point of view, and it's sometimes not what it's supposed to be for us. And you never really pay attention to what's on the inside. So my foundation is built on my spirit and who the spirit speaks like within me, you know, how I should, direct my decisions and things like that. The things that I'm learning along the way on that foundation of that truth is that I have to deal with people and know how to take different people and apply them into my life, and that benefits us both. That benefits us on the way that we communicate and do certain things if we need to accomplish something. So it's tough because you're not really knowing how to be with other people at times because you got to deal with their behaviors. So my foundation is basically to be built on my truth of what I want. Now, if you ask me what I want, that's I can't talk about it.
Oh, you can't talk about it.
I
All right.
can't talk about it only because I'm learning that too. So that's why I
Oh,
say that.
all right. So, so what would you say that type of foundation is? Would you say it's like I give you an example when I say what are you building it on? I'm talking about like is it sand? Is it concrete?
Concrete, yes.
It's concrete.
Absolutely. Very solid.
Okay.
Very
So
solid.
in the time of your struggles, where do you go for your refuge?
Inside.
Huh?
Inside me.
Inside where? Inside where?
Like, okay, you know how you go into your quiet place, when we say our prayer, it is our time of prayer, is when you reflect on the inside and ask in your prayer what it is that you need, reflect and ask God, give you spirit to give you the guidance. That's what I do. And so, and when I ask for whatever it is I'm asking for, whatever I need help in, I ask inside my spirit, one on one with a prayer. It's like a prayer, and when I ask for it, I let it be and then wait. And then my answer comes. So, and the answer comes in different ways. Answer always comes through people. There's always somebody that's going to say something, but are we able to hear it and really take heed to what it is? Because Spirit's speaking to us all the time. We always think it's supposed to be like an audible thing in your head or something like that. It's not always like that. It's small, subtle voice can speak to you, and it's most of the time through people. And
And
even reading something.
In a time of your anger?
Say that again.
In a time of your anger?
Yeah, if you are still asking for it in prayer within
No,
yourself,
not prayer. I'm talking about not spiritual. I'm talking about natural because
yeah,
we you
natural.
know
It's still natural to reflect on the inside. If you are able, let's take spirit out, but if you are able to reflect on yourself, right, and just say, "This is self. I need to know this answer." That is still going to be given to you. I truly believe that part. So we'll say it naturally. We're not going to put God or religion or anything. But when you are stuck on a question or a complication and you ask, let's say the universe, the creator, the universe, whatever they like to hear words of, right? Whatever you ask for will be given. It will, but if you are not able to hear it, that's different. If you are able to truly hear it and receive it, yes. But people have hearts that are closed. People have minds that are closed, and they do not hear very well. So
so what about your friendship? How do you, what type of how do you build your friendship with people
I
at this time and
try.
age? At this time and age, because it's tough to find people you could trust. So how do you set your standards for individuals to come into your life now and building a relationship with different individuals? How do you do that now?
I try to be as natural as possible myself, meaning when I have a conversation with somebody, I introduce myself as I normally would, speak the way I normally would, try to get to know that person. So if they don't like the way I look or my delivery and when I speak, that is on them. But
Yeah.
Mhm. And so I can recognize that, a lot of people will show you if they like you or not, and you will know if you connect with somebody, right? You'll have those times, and when you know that somebody, you don't have a great relationship with, I reference this to work. This is, perfect example is work. We don't have a great relationship with people at work, but we deal with each other cordially, you know, and we act accordingly to how we deal with each other, cordially. We're being professional or whatever. When we have disagreements, as long as you're able to talk it out and not get to, crunk with it, whatever you want to call it, then you can, have still a relationship. But that's basically what I look at it as. It has to be natural. It has to be something that you are you can be yourself and with that other person, let them say what they say, but it's all about feelings, right? How you feel about it and how you're going to respond to it. So, and I try not to get my feelings into it. That's one thing. And my foundation of me right now is learning to communicate. I am terrible, terrible. I know it. And I'm saying it more often because I'm telling my truth. I'm terrible in communicating. I am not a good communicator. Like,
So okay.
I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to get out of that whole being quiet because I am a quiet person. I have always been a quiet person. And people, when they see me or hear me talk of my natural way, like my family knows me. My family knows me that I'm not quiet, but I am quiet. You know what I mean? And when I speak, sometimes I can make people either like me or not like me. I ruffle feathers, things I've said, I've ruffled feathers. I have been sharp with the tongue. I have hurt feelings. And, I'm not trying to do that. So I'm trying to learn how to be better with that. So the communication would definitely be on the list of foundations of what I'm trying to build. Yeah, that
So
was good. Thank you for that question.
so do you have relationships that have failed? And uh I'm talking about friendships, relationships that it was in a bad place. Do you feel like you need to fix those or mend those relationships that was bad? I'm talking about friends. I'm talking about
Yeah.
friends. We have friends that we just cut off, but look at the situation. I mean, is it something that you did, or were they rubbed the wrong way? Do you feel like you should fix them? Because sometimes we do things that can hinder. Not, I won't say hinder. You know, uh, ruffle people's feathers, and we could do it better. You know what I'm saying? So, is there any relationships that you think you should fix or mend?
No,
It can be family too. It can
there
be
there
family as well.
there are not many. I have done that along the way. During the relationships of my relationships with people, if I felt like I did them wrong, I normally always really like 95% of the time come back and apologize or right my wrong, I like to say. And I say it to that person, and so that I've done it. You know, if I offended you, I'm sorry. I've said those words. If I said something I shouldn't have said, because I have said things I shouldn't have said, or I
Mhm.
felt like it was inappropriate. I wasn't saying it right. I shouldn't have said it. Stuff like that. I come quickly because that's like clean slate for me to just know that, oh, I messed up. Let me go fix this because I do not need this collecting dust and some more debris and some more. You did this. I don't want to hear it. Mm-mm. So, but it's necessary to do it. But there are people like I just had a conversation about some people you just need to walk away from and never speak on. I've had a friend that has told me that, and I was very surprised because I'm so used to speaking to that individual even when I'm wrong, that I was surprised she said that. But she believes, and she's like, there's nothing I need to say. I have nothing to say. I am not going to deal with them. And there are situations I completely agree you have to do that. And I have done that. So, I think that it all depends, I guess.
Yeah, because some people are not worthy of your love.
Mm, that right there.
That and I think when you look at friends, some friends are not worthy of your love, your compassion. Because guess what? No matter what, they're still going to be uh, evil, egotistical, selfish. So how can you want to give or let them receive the love that you want to give? Because guess what? No matter what, they're gonna always be that person. They're gonna always be miserable, a whiner, a complainer. That's nothing you can do because, like I said, they're not deserving of that. So sometimes you just have, like you said, you just got to let people be, and whether they want it or not. I'm like this. How can you allow? I look at it like a flower, right? A relationship. I look at relationships like flowers. If you allow, if you're the gardener and you allow the weeds to come in there, it's going to destroy the flower. So some people are like weeds. They're coming in just to destroy. They're not coming in there to make it look beautiful. They're coming in to destroy. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So that's how people are sometimes. They like weeds. And guess what? They get in there where the nice flowers, the garden is nice, and what do? They destroy the root.
I
They don't
agree.
destroy the flower, they destroy the root of the flower. And so we talk about foundation. You gotta look at it like that. That's why you gotta make sure you get everything out so you can build a strong foundation. You can't have those negative people around you, negative people, trying to stir up negative in your life. It's like an energy. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it when the flowers are growing, right? And you pouring the water on them, they're trying to come up, they're trying to rise so they can be at their peak, at their best beauty. But that weed, if you got, like I said, that weed is there. No, it's not going to allow it. It's going to stop it from growing. And that's what you got to. People need to look at and like look at those people, those individuals. That's are. I always say, are they pouring into your life? Are they encouraging? I'm always talking about that because you don't want nobody, negative in your life. It's about uh encouraging, uplifting one another. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So
and I hear you. So let me say this. Here's what I say about that. When you are talking, immediately Jesus comes to mind, right? I think of Jesus and how the wheat and the tares are going to be harvested together. They're going to come together. They're going to be together. You're not going to only pull what's good out. You have to allow the ugly to stay too, and the bad too. So Jesus is like that. We I think of Jesus as that. And there are people that live that way in the world where they have the beauty of whatever the flower that they are, the seed of flower that they're growing in, right? And yet they live among people who are relatives, let's say, or husbands and wives that are the ugly, they're just a weed and you want to pull it out of it. And I understand that those type of Jesus beautiful people still have to deal with, do they cut them out? Do they
Yes,
cut them out? Yes. Okay.
they have to. What does what listen,
I,
if
I,
you
I hear you though.
if you constantly, what, so are you saying in reference to a weed? So are you saying or you using the weed as negative people?
Yes.
Okay,
And the flower as a person who is so
salute.
beautiful and godly Jesus like.
Okay, so you said the reverence of Jesus, right? Listen, but Jesus have a chosen few. Just like if you going to the app, you go and grab grapes, you're going to grab apples. There are bad apples. You're not going to grab the bad apples. You're going to take them and throw them away. You want good apples, right? But now there's a saying that says one bad apple can spoil it for the rest. You know why? Because if you keep that rotten apple inside of the good apples, it will turn the other apples rotten as well. That's food. Same thing. If you have spoiled food in the refrigerator, it will spread
Right.
because that's a fungus. So that fungus will begin to spread, and so if it spreads, it damages everything else. So if you allow it, so you talk about Jesus. Jesus don't want you to just stay there in one place because he know that you can be tainted. You can become that negative or that rotten fruit.
Well,
So
I'll say this instead of
you
that part. I'll say this. Jesus says that you can heal it, right?
no hear what?
Heal. Like, didn't Jesus have healing miracles? Like he healed everything. That was his like he said we have power of healing, right?
But you
Well,
you you got you got to remember. So now you're saying about healing, and that's a choice because some people can be healed, but they choose not to because they choose to stay the same way. They're not looking to change. They want to stay the same thing, thinking God's going to do it. God won't do it. He don't work. He doesn't work like that. You have to listen. In order for you to be healed, you have to want what he's offering. Some people say, listen, I don't believe in all that. So they can't. So how can they be healed? They can't. It has to be supernatural sometimes.
I agree with
It,
supernatural
it
sometimes.
has it has to be because
I,
guess what? You doing everything. You're taking all the medicine you think. Listen, the individual think they say, you know what? I'm going to take this medicine because I think that is going to heal me. No, guess what? You did it already. You've been taking it. It's not healing you. So how did you get the extra healing that you really need? Some people don't believe in that. They say, no, I'm gonna do it all myself. It's all I'm gonna do it. So if they're gonna do it, guess what? And they never get healed, how can they say Jesus never did it if they don't believe it?
I agree
So
with you. I
it's
agree with you. But when you said supernatural, I agree. Supernatural. Paul. Uh, what's it?
supernatural is spiritual.
Saul was his name, Saul, and I'm
So
thinking of, yes, he was spoken to, and he changed and became, a different man, right? So I agree with you. Supernatural, that healing, I think that everybody comes to this world to be loved. Nobody really wants to be in sorrow and pain. Nobody really wants to be in suffering. Really, it's
they
just no. They lying to themselves. That's what
they
I'm saying.
don't. No,
Okay.
but
They're lying to themselves. Let's say that.
listen. They choose that.
I agree.
If you want to be happy, you have to not only make yourself happy, but see that's the thing. Not only do you make yourself happy, you have to make other people's happy too. Because you know what? If anybody don't feel like they should make other people happy, guess what? What's on the inside a show on the outside. So if you're happy, really, I'm talking about really, you want to see other people happy. You want to see other people smiling. You want to see other people enjoy in the moment. Because guess what? Their joy will make you even happier. You know what I'm saying? When you just like if you got kids, we have kids, right? And you see your kids happy and smiling. What does it do to you? It brings joy to you because you see them happy. You see them having a great time. You say, you know what? Look at my son. Look at my daughter. Look at they're just having a great time. It rubs off on you. You know what I'm saying? It's so, and we talk about, foundation, and that's, just think about, some people are in a toxic relationship, and what does it do to everything around them? It becomes toxic. It becomes, poison. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to have a bunch of people that's always arguing and fighting, going to want to show other people love. No, it's not going to happen. They got their own individuals they want to show love, because everybody have love inside of them. But are they really pouring out love? Or are they pouring out just aggravated? But I think I look at it. Some people say they aggravated, right? You get frustrated, right? But I'm almost certain if you allow whoever get you frustrated, then you're really not looking at the big picture. Now, I'm gonna speak from experience. Watch this. I find myself sometimes when I'm driving, I'm trying to get home. I get off work at noon, right? And I'm trying to get through the tunnel, and somebody in front of me is driving like super duper slow. And I'm blowing my horn, and I'm like, "Yo, wake up!"
You're one of those horn people.
Yeah, like, "Yo, wake up!" And they just driving, and I said to myself, "Man, I don't know what they going through. I don't know what's going on in their mind. They not texting a day. I don't know. They might have had a rough day, and I'm trying to rush them and push them. I'm like, you know what? Let me stop doing that." So that just happened to me today, and I said, you know what? Let me stop doing that. Let me take my time, because you know what? Whatever I'm going to do, I'm gonna get there in peace. You know what I'm saying? So I said, you know what?
What are you gonna stop doing?
Stop honking the horn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because guess what? I don't know what the next person in front of me is doing unless I see them texting. Now, if I see them texting, yo, let's go, because you now you jeopardizing my life, because you texting and driving. Chill out. No, get your butt on there with it. But other than that, sometimes I blow the horn. I look in the mirror. I mean, I look at the car. It might be an old person. I'm like, dang. I feel bad. I said, man, I shouldn't have did that. I don't know. I could have made them, scared. I could have startled them. You know what I'm saying? So that's how, it's just constantly, I'm just constantly growing, because, I want to be, like I said, I want to be a better person. And I look at everything that I do. Some people be like, you just look at the small things. Not the small things become big things. You know what I'm saying? You know how if you get you know how if you get a sore in your hand, if you don't take care of it, what happens to it?
It grows.
It keep growing. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So you got that. When I think about this foundation, it's your education too. It's big. And because you out of high school, because you graduated out of college, do your education just stop, or you still trying to educate yourself to be a better person, a better father, better brother, a leader? You know what I'm saying? I mean, are you trying to do all those things, or did it just stop? Because I made it, I'm here, I got a good job, got my own business. That's it? It just stopped there? Nah, it can't. So you're right. They like, oh, I made it. I'm making six figures. That's it. I got it. Nah, it because guess what? The storm. Listen, each storm is different. Yeah. The storm is never the same. You know what I'm saying? Look, you got tornadoes, you got hurricanes, you got blizzards, and you have to do, the necessary thing to get through the storm. So every storm is not the same. You know what I'm saying? How do you get through that storm? How do people grow and get through the storm that they're going through, their obstacles? Because guess what? You can show us, my name is Dennis, man. Everybody has a storm to go through. Yeah. And whatever it is, you have to be equipped to get through it. And if you're not, guess what? You're going down.
It's going down.
You're going down. And it ain't going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. it's a lot. It's a lot to try to grasp and get hold to. It's a lot, and we constantly. And I'm saying about foundation because I'm big on family. I'm big on marriages, relationships, friendships. I'm big on that. Why? Because my biggest thing is about loyalty. Man, listen, I don't care what nobody say. I know if I'm loyal to you, I'm loyal to you. Like it's just certain things I'm not gonna tolerate. I'm just not gonna take down to. I am truly like that's big. I have grown to be this person. I wasn't always this person. I'm constantly growing. I want to be better. And then the people around me, I want them to be better too. But guess what? They can take the advice, but they don't. And if they feel like what I'm saying is not good for them, that's cool too. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be okay with that too.
Yeah.
That's why you always want to be the better version of you. Yeah. And I'm not quick to argue. I'm too old to be fighting. I'm too old to be like trying to go get a gun and go what?
There's levels to arguments, though. There's levels to arguments. Everything has to be sorted out. I think that there's going to be disagreements. Oh, let me tell you this one thing. This was good because I just thought of it. Freedom, right? I heard this lady say, freedom is never the result of compromise. Okay. I love that because when you are having to have a conversation with people that you just don't really want to talk to, you don't really want to deal with, and there's some issue, there's going to have to be some compromise. Like, how do you deal with somebody? So it's like you're never really truly free to be who you're going to be. We've had this conversation in the past. And I think, Mr. Black was in that conversation about you are always hiding something. So because you're compromising, dealing with people, you're not really truly being yourself. Like, you are either avoiding them, not avoiding them. But I am trying to say, my point is that I want to live in a way where I complete everything. And I marked it off and said, I checked that off and I concluded it by saying whatever needed to be said, because I like doing it that way. It helps. It makes me feel like we have resolution. We came to a conclusion. I like working in contracts because it tells you exactly what needs to be done, right? And I like that type of lifestyle, and even in relationships. So I want to be clear, and I want us to be clear when we talk, when we put things together. I mean, that's the only way you can be successful in anything. You want to build whatever in your own, entrepreneurship. You have to be that way, to be able to know exactly what you're doing, and follow through. It's just, certain patterns. But, my point of, we all have to compromise. Is we all have to work together. We all have to, because there's no way in the world we're going to be able to just be ourselves completely and just be so free to be ourselves.
All right. So you repeat that phrase again. I want to. You said that. Repeat that again.
She said, freedom is never the result of compromise.
Okay. So I was listening to you talk, right? I'm a follower, I'm a believer of Christ, right? So there are people in the world that do not care for that at all, right? So because they don't care for that, and I know that they have an attitude problem, they have a filthy mouth, right? I don't have to conversate with that person. It's high and by. Because guess what? No matter what I say, they're going to agree with it because they don't understand where I'm coming from. They can't understand. So if you understand that?
I do.
So you can't compromise with that because guess what? You have to know you have to know the person. Okay.
You're being yourself by saying what you want to say, right?
No, you don't have to, because if I know the person is going to be confrontational no matter what, and there's nothing I need to say because I already know that individual, they're not going to say anything positive. It's negative. It's good morning, how you doing? That's it. We don't have to talk about nothing else. If it's on a professional level, that's all it is. It's on a professional level. I can talk to a person on a professional level, and that is it. We don't. So I'm not compromising myself. I'm going, because guess what? Watch this. I deal with this on a daily basis. Watch this. There are people that do not believe what I believe. They don't care for it, right? And guess what? We still talk, but do I have a conversation with them to the level like I have with the next person? No, we do not. We do not. It's real. It's limited. You know what I'm saying? If it's not about work, we're not talking about nothing. We're not talking about my family. We're not talking about how I'm living. We're not talking about none of that. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not. Cause guess what? That person can see me still laughing, still joking, still hugging people, still being myself in the presence of that person. I don't have to be that way with them, because guess what? I already know they're not receiving. Their energy is not the same as mine. So the people that I'm doing it with, I'm still being myself. I'm not changing because of that other person. I realize that sometimes, and I learned this with you, sometimes people don't care to say good morning. They don't care to say hello. Guess what? Okay, I'm going to say it, where they may call me loud and funny. I say good morning, and they might say good morning. Okay.
Okay, so you basically said you are free
That's
to be
cool.
yourself.
That's what I'm gonna still be me. If you're not gonna say good morning, I'm going. But guess what? So I'm not. I don't have to compromise, myself for somebody. But I do know that if you're a kind person, no matter what, you got to be kind. Even to the person who don't even be kind to you, still got to be kind. That's tough. Some people can't do that. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
So and when that person says free, you got to free your mind. That's free your mind. Like you got to know when to speak and when not to speak.
But that's still not being free to, when
You
not
can't
to
you
speak.
can't tell you can't tell everybody about God.
I agree. I agree.
So
But
so
it's
but
for
we supposed to though, huh?
yeah. Say that again.
We supposed to, but guess what? You have to know the time and the place where you can.
Right.
So we as Christians, we don't compromise ourselves, but we have to know when to, because see, a spirit will tell us when to speak about Christ to certain individual, because guess what? We already know you're not going to talk to that person like that, because they don't care. They don't care. They they don't. They believe what they want to believe already. It's already embedded in their mind. They're like, oh yeah. You could talk to them while they be like this. They be like, oh yeah, okay.
We've seen those types.
Exactly. And when you get to that point, you gotta realize, you gotta say, okay, I'm not me, I'm not backtracking. I'm not going back to say, oh, you know what? Well, God said I'm not doing it. Guess what? You know what I stand for. You see me on a regular. You know what I'm at. You know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people I just don't go out with. I give it, like, there are coworkers I go out with. They're coworkers I would never go out with.
Right. I get
I
it.
I don't even know how they go out. I just, because like I said, like, I know them. I know how they move, how they operate. You know what I'm saying? That's how I build. That's how I build relationships for me too. I get to know a person, the conversations that we have, what they like. I don't ask them what they like. But just just checking them out on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Like, no, seriously. I went to look. It takes a special, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. It takes a special person to be able to go into a place and just start speaking to people that you don't know.
Mhm.
Some people can't do that. I know when I'm getting ready to go to another a food truck festival, man. Listen, I'm getting ready to get me some shirts made, have all my handles on my shirt, and just talking to people and just trying to talk about the podcast, food truck, all that type of stuff. You know, my working, the love that I have, you know, for people. You know what I'm saying? I just that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? I do that to encourage people because some people they be looking at me like this dude talking to me. He don't even know me because I know the look. I know one dude. He was standing in a line, right?
Mhm.
And he was like, so he was standing with his daughter and his wife, and I was like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing, man?" Just what I said to him. Yo, I said, "What's up, bro? How you doing?" He was Spanish. He's like, "Oh no," I said, "It's hot out here today, right?" So you see how I was going? I was going like that with him. I said, "Yeah, it's hot out here, my boy. When I finish out this line, I'm gonna eat some ice cream. You gonna get some too?" Shoot, you know, he was laughing, right? So we talking. Next thing I know, boop, I slipped it right on in. I said, "Yeah, man, you know, what you do for a living?" He tell me he a barber. I said, "I'm a chef." Then next thing you know, I was like, "Oh," he said, "Yo, that's cool." I said, "Yeah, man." So we you barber at? He told me he's barber in East Orange. I said, "Oh, that's cool." Next thing you know, told him about the podcast. Like, "Yo, check this out. Yeah, check this out. Give me look." I straight like this. Some people can't do this, like, but I gotta get the feeling. Watch this. I said, "Yo, let me get your phone." He said, "Huh?" Now, but look, but I'm showing you. Listen, I'm being so serious. I was like, "Yo, let me get your phone." So he said, "All right." Now listen, a person that don't I do this on a regular because I'm when I speak to people, I speak. They could tell that I'm genuine. I'm really like I'm a cool person. I'm a relate. I can relate. So he's like, "All right." So he gave me his phone. I put it in. I said, "Yo, here's my podcast. Check it out real quick." So he looked at it. He said, "Oh, yo." He said, "I'm gonna subscribe." Yo, he said, "I got you." So we talking. I said, "Yo, man, listen, man. I'm next year I'll be out here. So I'm definitely gonna see you again." I said, "I'm going to a couple of other functions. I want to see you out there, bro." He said, "Oh, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there." So you know that when I get ready to go out to the other one, it's gonna be more. I'm gonna get me a like. I'm telling y'all. I'm speaking into existence. I'm serious. I'll come back. I'm gonna get like 25 subscribers that day. It's the
And
19th.
random people that you meet on the street.
No, it's a food festival.
I
So
know, but also it's only the food festival. You don't do that like when you walk into places. Like, is that you on your normal days? Like, are you always like that? No.
nah, all right. So like I just went out. And by the way, you know, I got. Whoa, hold up. Let me get a little something, man. Let me get a little something. Because so listen, I gotta give God glory. Because guess what? You ready?
Yeah.
My student loans is gone. Hey, yay. What?
Yeah.
What? Man, my whole world about to change, man.
Yeah.
For real. For
That's
real.
beautiful. Yeah.
Sucks. You don't understand. God is good, man.
Yes.
Look. And
It's happy days.
so let me get back to the story. So yeah. So I was out getting something to eat, and I had this funny conversation with the two ladies. I was at Applebee's, and I told her, I said, so she ain't really come and say her name. I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing to her. So then I said, oh, excuse me, man, ask you a question. I said, do you watch podcasts? She's like, no, not really. So I was like, all right. So there was another lady, older Spanish lady, sitting next to me. So she heard me. I seen her look. So now I guess she was testing me because she was like, excuse me, I'm going to give something to the homeless. Can you watch my purse and my things? I said, yeah, no problem. So then I start talking to the other lady. So she came back in. She didn't go nowhere. She came right back in, right? No, I'm telling you.
She's going to give it to the homeless.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, what? We in Applebee's. What do you mean? So she comes right back on in, right? So she slips in the conversation. So she said, oh, yeah. So I had a Christian shirt on, so she's talking. So I said, "Yeah, I don't talk about different things." So the other girl was like, the bartender was like, "Oh yeah, well, what do you talk about?" I said, "I talk about just anything. I'm a chef. I really don't talk about chef things. I talk about everyday life, things that happen, what's going on. Nothing negative. I don't really talk about negative stuff." So she's like, oh, "Okay." Now I didn't get her. But I'm getting to the conversation. So me and the other lady was talking, start talking about God. Now, this is what I mean by how people want to believe what they want to believe. So we talk about God. She said, everybody is God.
Mm.
I said, I said, okay.
All right.
She said, everybody is God. I said, oh yeah. She said, she said, everybody has God in them. I said, that's right. I said, and we all have evil in us as well. I said, so yeah, we do evil things too sometimes because of our emotions. Based on our emotions, we do things that we shouldn't do. She's like, no, God don't allow us to do that. I said, okay, conversation over. I didn't say that to her, but in my mind, I said, yeah, conversation over. But that's the point that I'm making. See, you got to know the difference between having a conversation with somebody that's really going to continue with that the real conversation, or something that's just delusional, because that she was delusional. She was, and she was saying some stuff in the Bible. And I was like, yeah. I said, okay.
Yeah, everybody's interpretation of the Bible, of the world, is very different. It can
But
be very different.
when somebody tell me that Eve and Adam bit the apple, we ain't talking no more. We ain't compensating no more. Then he bit the apple. I want you go ahead and say it. I want to hear what you're gonna say.
I am learning to communicate, and so I know when not to talk. And this is a moment when I'm just going to leave it at that. I am staying away from spirituality and religion and all that because I'm learning right now. Because I say radical things too. I say off the chart.
Charts.
Yeah, I say things that people don't. Nah, they wouldn't like it because I love.
Free. Remember, free. Free. He told us free. You got
Yeah,
to be free.
I am free. So
You just said that. Look,
yes,
you just said
I'm
I don't.
scaling my language. Okay, but I am right now. I'm learning. I'm doing my own studying, my own exploring on religion and everything. But I do believe that religion is based on a lot of history, and there are a lot of literature out there that what we're reading in the Bible was put out before many, many years before the Bible, and people don't know that. And that's something that I feel like we need to grow into learning a little bit more because our understanding of the Bible will be understood the right way. It's just we have to learn to kind of like we want to read the Bible, but you got to go further.
Look. So when people talk about the Bible, right? That's why it's a personal relationship. And when you want to get deeper, you got to go to a place where can't nobody go, only you. And say, you said, look, you said you're learning, right? Right?
All over again.
All
This is
over
the
again.
second time
And you
learning.
have so look, so just imagine this. I'm gonna show you this. Okay, you ready? Look, put your hands over your eyes.
You want me to do that? My nails are not done.
Oh Lord, okay. Okay. I'll let you slide with that deal. Say less, say less, say less.
Yeah.
All right, but look, so what the analogy that I'm showing you is this, is that if you put your hands over your eyes, you're walking blind. So you have to allow someone to teach you,
Right.
because you cannot walk on your own. And if you allow God to take, they used to say, take the wool off of your eyes and allow him to be your vision, you'll be able to see clearly and understand. And I could speak from experience because listen, I haven't always been the way I am today. I'm learning how I have to be more humble, you know what I'm saying? And not be the person who always say this is the right thing to do. Because some people don't want to hear what I have to say, and that's cool. I get it. I understand it now. And guess what? And if they don't, that's cool too. But I'm always trying to, be an encourager. Like I don't do uh negative environments. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I want to be around. You know what I'm saying? And we not going. We said we was going to do an hour, so we got 15 more minutes. No, but here's we talk about. Look, the topic to some of the people that don't know. The topic is foundation, right? Here, I'm gonna show you something. And I don't know if you have these type of stories, but it's gonna be quick. When I was growing up, right? You know, my parents and grandparents instilled Christ in me, and it always followed me. I will never forget this. I was going out. I was going out to the club. I was tipsy. I was drunk, right? And this girl came into this place. We was at White Castle. She came in and she said, "Look, it's a lot of people in there." Okay, I'm already saucy and everything. She said to me, "What you looking at, church boy?" It's a lot of people in there. She looking at me saying, "Church boy, what you doing in here?" "Oh, you looking at me?" I'm like, "What?" She said, "All right, I'm gonna go get this banger." I'm like, "What?" So I like sobered up real quick. Like, "Oh, what she talking about? Go get a banger." I'm thinking she gonna go get a gun. I'm like, "Oh my God." Right? She get a razor blade.
Mm.
She starts swinging it. I said, "Oh shoot." I take my soda. We go outside. She like swinging it, trying to cut me up. I had a leather coat on, man. Listen, man. She when she was done, when I was done with her, I could have. Listen, I tried to, but my boy, God rest his soul, he passed. But she did cut his hand, and messed his hand up and everything. Right?
Mm.
My jacket was destroyed. So just imagine.
Nobody tried to stop her.
She had no. They was looking like, "Oh, it's a guy. Look how big he is to her." I'm like, "Oh my goodness." But the moral of the story is this: like, I knew that was a part of my life, and I was like, that was it. I think that was the last time I went to a club. That was it. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing a club no more."
Right.
The lounges is different. I mean, I said the club. We was in a club.
Yeah.
That means it's packed. Lounges a little different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But look, and I go and I'm talking about, and I said that to the story is because that's what my foundation, mine is strictly on the love of Christ and just spewing it out to people that want it. You know, everybody needs it, but they do really want it. No, you know what I'm saying, because I think people don't want that because you have to live a certain way. You got standards. You're supposed to be this person, and everybody they not ready and willing to do the things that they supposed to do.
You are talking about me. You are
No,
so right. That is me. So true. You just spoke to me, like, because exactly how I feel when I think about, getting back into religion. Like, that is a big deal. Like, I think religious people are very, very critical about what you should and should not do.
I'm it,
You know,
but it
and
but it makes
I
you
have no tolerance.
huh. You
No
got,
tolerance.
but you look it, but it keeps you and molds you to be a better person.
No, it does not. You're badgering people. If you are
I
all
who bad you?
if
Not
if
who.
if, if you have that type of, there are churches out there that are going on and on about a particular topic, and it can be said all the time, like, that type of thing, or they're talking to the individual and trying to get them to do something over and over by telling them over and over. That's not necessary.
I
you
mean,
know
that's the wrong church for that individual.
I agree,
Okay,
but
there you go.
okay. So is it necessary? So some people do need that, is what you're telling me, right? Is that
Need
what you're
what?
telling me?
Need,
They need that structure, because I'm thinking back to conversations that I've had with people, and there's one woman I talked to a long time ago. She told me, Tanika, please, you know, be on me. I like to have like a whip, like, tell me what to do, tell me what to do, and I'll never forget this conversation with her. And I was so shocked, but she was prior military. So and she was used to that type of talk, I guess, in when she was in service. But she works better under pressure when somebody is on her butt. And I was so shocked about it. So that's why I'm like, maybe that is needed, because I'm looking at it like, for me, no, 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 no. Because I'm not gonna try to debate. I'm not gonna sit up here and try to explain and justify who I am to probably nobody. And when I have to feel that way when I'm with somebody, I kind of immediately get kind of cut off on it. Like I get, so that's why I'm like, when you and I have these conversations, I always reflect on me. You know that. So
Mhm.
it's because it's me and you, and ain't nobody else. And I get to talk about me. So, this is what my truth is. But
But
yeah,
all right, just think about it. Structure, where do it comes from and how is it created? People want to create their own structure of how they want it
yeah,
done, right?
as it should
But as it should be, right?
be. Mhm.
So that standard is what? So they're making their own standard, they're making their own life up. But guess what? You got to remember some type of look. We said foundation, right?
Right.
Okay, so we're talking about foundation. And when you think about building a house, you have to build your house on something that has level ground. If it doesn't have level ground, guess what? Your house might be underneath. It might be on a hill that can cause some type of damage. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you gotta build it on something that's solid. So where do you find that foundation on not knowing? You're just doing it on your own.
Okay.
You're doing it on your own. So if you don't have a foundation to build it on, guess what? How can you build it on something sturdy, or something that's not going when the storms come? It's going to. You got what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I do. But you always say it comes if you ask for it. That's number one. But also if you're seeking for it. So you have to look for it. You have to, and if you seek for it, you'll find it. But, individuals, everybody knows what they want and do not want. For me, I am, seeking what I want. I'm getting my answers. I've been happy. I've been satisfied. But it's more now of me having to take the role of communicating, you
And,
know, and,
and
and I don't like it at all. I don't like to communicate because I am a cusser. I'm a cusser. So, and I've heard people tell me that I should not cuss because I don't cuss right. I've heard that one. I've heard I've heard I shouldn't cuss because it don't sound ladylike. It don't sound right. Like I am just I'm
so
amazed. I'm amazed. So me and my mouth, I have a little potty mouth sometimes, and I can get it. Like, I can get it in right. So
uh-huh.
that part of me is trying not to come out too much when I get aggravated, when I get irritated, when I get frustrated, because I'm human. Like I have to deal with people and trying to be professional, trying to be cordial, trying to be somebody that's like friendly. This is like for the birds. I'm so tired of this. Lord. Oh Jesus. But
So
that's why I'm not on social media. Well, I am, but I'm slowly, gradually going into it. Slowly.
but you listen. Look, you know, and it's crazy because I'm saying this to you, right? Look, it bugs me out that people could go to church, right, every Sunday, right, and they don't even talk to certain family members.
Mm. Well,
They go to church every Sunday, right, and they choose for whatever reason. This is crazy. For whatever reason, they choose not to have a relationship. That's their choice, right?
yeah.
But guess what? It is not their choice to be family. Family, some people say, oh, well, I choose who I want to be in my circle, right?
Hmm.
We didn't choose each other, though. We weren't meant to say, you know what, this is who I'm going to be. This is going to be my family. God put us together for a reason. There's a purpose for each one of us And guess what? You'll never know that purpose if you don't communicate with that person. Everybody's not meant to be in that circle, even if you're family. You know what I'm saying? But there's a purpose to every person that's in your family that's connected to you. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned the way I do things is not always the right way another person should do. But I can tell you this. I can surely tell you this, that I'm always trying to give someone love, peace, and happiness. Whether they want to receive it or not. Listen, I could be a person who get mad when somebody make me mad. I could be that. I could slap somebody up and be saying, "What's up? Let's get it." I could be that way too, but why? I choose not to be that way.
It's a
I,
lot. It's
huh?
you have a lot of it. You have goodness, and you speak it very well. You speak it. You have it, and it's a lot sometimes because even like let's say you're saintly, right? Let's say it sounds so saintly. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how I'm gonna put it.
All right.
And it because it comes that way, it is strong. And it's so strong that some people, and I can say it for myself because I'm always defending myself on here. Okay, where I am.
Crazy. Go
So
ahead.
so some people feel like, oh, looking at our own self of how you put yourself out there to be is lovingly, and we see ourselves of not doing something, or there's a lot of people that do that and they don't know how to act. They don't know how to be. And so that's where I think that forgiveness, how we forgive people, that's that forgiveness. It's something inside of them that makes them do what they do, that you're able to look beyond, and look beyond that. That's a beautiful thing. But though that individual right there that's going through it is can
That,
be something.
right. And you know what? We all the what look when we talk about the Bible, right? And some of the people that was in the Bible, and some of the people that some of the stories. I, every human being has stubbornness inside of them.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
every person that is living that has breath has a problem with disobedience.
Hmm.
How you deal with it is up to the individual. And I say that because that's part of the stories that's in the Bible of disobedience.
Right.
We all have been disobedient sometimes. But when you get that knowledge and understand, is it right or wrong? And when you find out it's wrong, you still being disobedient because you found out it was wrong. You still doing it.
Right.
How do you fix it? Some people don't want to fix it. We talked about the other day. We was talking about how men and women live together, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
How do you fix that situation? It's not about right or wrong. How if it's not good, right? And
Mhm.
it's not always, you're more happy than sad, or more happy than arguing all the time. How do you fix it? How do you begin to fix that? You know what I'm saying? Or can it be fixed? Sometimes people want things to work. They say, God, help me, help me, help me, right? But are you willing to do what it is that God wants you to do?
And
Something you want is
it,
hard.
it starts with communication.
Of course. Sometimes we want something that's not meant for you to have, but you still want it. And you get it. Guess what? Everything that comes with it, you gotta suffer with. You got pain. Then they say, they blame some other people. No, don't blame nobody, blame yourself. Because I can guarantee you that someone has came along and told you, yo, you need to fix that. And you like, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. Okay. I know people hear that story, they make a joke about it, but they was like, God, help me, help me. They're in a boat. I'm drowning, I'm drowning. And help me, help me. God sends somebody to help you, and you say, nah, I'm good, because it's not the person you want to help you.
Yep.
I'm good. I'm straight. No, okay. God, help me, God. I, I just sent somebody. No, I'm good. I'm straight. He just sent somebody to help you. He mentally, it don't have to be something tangible. He helped you spiritually. He just said, listen, here's the way. I can make it better. All you have to do is take heed to what I'm saying. It's not easy. It's tough. It's tough to be a Christian. Anybody tell you it's not? It's tough. You gotta.
I don't look at it like that.
Huh?
I look at it like I don't want to put myself to say I'm a Christian and I'm like perfect. So
You're not.
I
You
have
can't be.
so
Look,
I'm not gonna say it's tough. I enjoy my life though.
oh,
I am so happy with life. Like
me too. So what's that mean? What
So
that mean?
I don't live like a Christian should, type of look.
Well, what you hold up.
They say like
What do you mean?
My private life. Oh, we're not going into that.
But I'm talking about what you mean. You're not living.
I'm not married, but I do have relations, sexual relations. I am a woman. So what would anybody say about that? Of course they would say something about it because that's what I was raised to hear when I was in church as a young girl. Like, I know what they say. You're not supposed to. Go ahead and be married,
But watch this. See, I tell people this all the time. If you know, right?
Yeah.
If it's wrong and you still do it, that's on you.
Doesn't mean it's wrong. That's my point. I don't think it's wrong for me. It's not. I don't see it as that. I am not lustful for the sex, but when I want it, I get it, and I don't need to up here and feel like I need to be married. Okay.
Hold on. What is that then?
It's acceptance. I've done it.
It's lust.
It's not
lust. You just said when you want it, I get it.
Control. If you're not able to control, okay. We went. Remember, we had this conversation about a while back, and I read it, and it's like you cannot control your desire. Remember, I read that scripture. We're not gonna get into it.
I'm talking about lust, though. I'm just talking about lust.
And so my lust. Everybody has some lust, okay. Everybody has lust in them, just like they got stubbornness in them, and that. And that lust.
Yes, you are absolutely right. We all have lust. Guess what?
And I don't let it control me. I don't let it overdo when I need to get my fix, I'm good.
Hey, yo, what you mean you don't let it control you?
Get my fix and I'm good. I'm not gonna sit up here and play these games like I need to marry men. And I'm trying to keep my mouth from cursing, okay?
All right, don't look, but look, see, that's what I think people have this expectation. It's like, okay, you could do it your way, but listen, just know that every action has a reaction.
It's not for me. I don't see it as a reaction of negativity. I see it as a reaction of positivity for my life. That's how I look at it. And I have to justify myself by correcting people all the time when they words. Because I don't want to receive those things that are negative. I like to receive what is positive for me. And when I receive positive, I get all positive, all blessings. They come to me because I speak on it and I receive it. Now, when I hear something that is negative, I have to dismiss it. And but my mouth is quick. I will come back. But I want to be able to know in my spirit when not to say anything, but stay in my spirit, knowing the truth of what the truth I feel of what I will receive, and not even sometimes having to say anything. But I'm quick, duh.
All right, so look. All right, okay. All right, you know what? I'm gonna play the devil's advocate right now. Let me see what time is it? We got 5 more minutes. I'm gonna let you go. All right. So here's the thing. Okay. Let's say I wasn't married, right?
Right.
And I was doing the same thing you were doing. I'm gonna tell you something. I was doing the same thing you was doing. And don't take this the wrong way. I'm just giving you an example. Because I look. Just make move this right.
Yeah.
So okay.
Wrong.
Okay. I'm not saying this to hurt your feelings. Okay. So look. As a man, let's say I didn't want to get married. I'm like, you know what? I'm about to smash all these chicks I want. Right? You know what I leave them with? If I say I don't want to get married, you know what I leave them with? Whether you okay with whether they okay with it or not, you know what I'll leave them with? A moment of pleasure but not true happiness. A moment of a moment of pleasure, because guess what? It can last an hour, 2 hours, whatever.
Right.
Guess what? When I walk away, They're cool. I'm cool. But guess what? They're not happy 100%. It's a moment.
That's them. If those that are unhappy, then they need to go fix that. But I'm telling you, happiness resides here. I just have to deal with people and put people in their place sometimes. And so that's what makes me unhappy. Okay.
What does the man say? The man say, the girl say, "Oh, I really love you, Dennis. I want to be with you." But I say, "Nah, you a good woman. You know, I'm just, that's not what,
choice,
huh?
Right? That could be your choice.
But look what I did though. I slept with him, and now they like, "Oh, I really want to be with you."
That
And I
woman
tell them,
need to get her life together. Don't think that every man.
It could be 20 women. They could say, "Oh, I really like you, Dennis. I want to be with you." And I say, "Nah, I'm good. I'm straight. Look what I'm doing. I'm good. I'm straight. I don't want to be with
How
that
about
person."
that? How about this? Why don't you, make less women want you like that? How about that? Like, I don't do all that. You
But isn't it the same thing? Isn't it the same thing?
No, it's not. It's not.
I'm happy with myself though. I'm happy.
I'm not out there hoeing it out. Okay.
That's
what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not saying that.
You know what I mean? Like, I have my relationship, but it's a relationship that is not, a commitment, let's say. And I know that. I've accepted that. I know I can be, a girl where, falling in love and feeling the love thing is a beautiful thing. I believe in marriage. I believe in, that whole unity of a man and a woman. I believe in it wholeheartedly. Want it for myself, but it's not right now for me. And I've accepted that as okay. I'm good with it. I've allowed it to be what it is because my life or my environment, everything about my life says, no, honey. I was gonna say the B word. It was one to come out. That's how I talk. So yeah, I was about to say, but no, this is not for you because your life is the choices that you made. And I made my choices. I did make choices, and now I have to sit up here and, make good choices in a way where I'm surrounded with a little bit of wheat and terry. I'm in the mudness. I feel like I'm in the mud. The reason why, because I'm cleaning up a lot of my messes. You got to right your wrongs. You got to clean.
At least you saying you cleaned up your mess. You in the pigsty right now.
That's great.
All right, get it. Well, we gonna help you. We gonna help you along the way. We gonna get you up out of there, and you gonna be like this.
I am already. I feel it as I walk as if I feel like I am. I do feel that way. But there one thing I will say, I am so tired. Lord knows I am so tired. I am so tired. It's a lot to put on life. This damn life of ours. It's so much. It's like you have to put on faces, and I get tired. Lord, I get tired. But look,
a lot of people look up to you.
Look, if I ever die early, just know I had fun. This journey has been great. So I always say that. So.
Well, guess what? Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, we don't speak negative things in existence.
No, we don't.
All right, so get that out of here. I don't get that out of here. I'm gonna play tennis right now. Get that out of here.
Don't.
All right, because you're gonna be here just as long as I am.
Okay. All right.
Well, listen, it was great. We're going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of this weekend. Listen, everybody. Listen, tune in Monday. We got something real good Monday, guys. We got a good speaker on Monday. I want you guys to tune in because it's real juicy. We got and Mrs. Tanika, make sure you have some questions for I get our guest.
I'll do my best.
Okay. All right. Okay. How you doing?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later, man. We out of here. Peace. All right.